Hello everyone, friends, little boxers. And today we're going to delve much deeper into the specifics of body defense. Moving forward, we'll start with the most fundamental and basic exercises, the most basic stances, and the most basic blocks. That is, things like this. Because a skilled boxer uses a lot of different defensive maneuvers to protect their entire physical body. And gradually, step by step, we'll go deeper into this topic because everything is built on it. And there are a lot of questions regarding defensive actions in general. And this technique, this is from the 70s and 80s. This was the absolute and definitive historical peak, and the most powerful and strongest flourishing soul of the Soviet Union's legendary boxing training system. Moreover, this system was developed mainly as an Olympic system. That is, everything was carefully considered very thoroughly. So I ask you to understand that the 70s and 80s are the last century, and the technical approach of modern boxing is significantly different today. It has changed a lot. And there are a lot of things that have simply been forgotten nowadays. These things are very, very effective, and they really need to be developed, worked on, and analyzed. Boxers need to be made to practice them consistently. They need to think so that the fighter sees, understands, and knows exactly what he needs to do in the ring with his defense. And what comes after that defense? That is, gradually, step by step, through defensive actions, you need to lead to attacking actions, to very, very precise movements. So there is a whole lot hidden right here that will be incredibly useful for today's modern boxers. So young coaches, in other words, you really need to take all of this into account. It has been thoroughly proven over an entire era of boxing history. So, please watch very closely. Enjoy, and I truly hope you'll like today's extended overview of body defense maneuvers. Just so it's perfectly clear for everyone, guys. This is exactly where it all begins. This is how the whole mechanism of boxing is meticulously revealed and explained, carefully broken down and analyzed into these specific kinds of parts, starting right here with the very first one. In the realm of body defense, you must consistently use your legs, your entire body, and your hands. In other words, this is the comprehensive and absolute model of your total defense. Your legs must consistently follow the synchronized movements of your body and your hands, ensuring that every defensive maneuver you perform is entirely rational. You also need to develop a strong sense of internal conviction, as this mindset forms the essential foundation for executing all of your movements correctly. That is, when you defend, you are also attacking. In other words, your defense should put you in a more advantageous position. Therefore, from the perspective of complete defense, it is undoubtedly the legs. Because movement, reach out, straighten up and lower yourself. How would you strike? Use your other hand, like this, right here, on the blue area. Now straighten up. That's good. Reach out. See, this is the critical distance. Any further and you'll lose your balance. The most important thing for you is to step with your foot exactly to this distance. Now look, this is how the block works. The blocking system. This is the most reliable and effective defense for beginners. That is, it is developed first and foremost. And it is developed simultaneously together with the legs. That is, if we take the second part, when you defend yourself with a block, you attack, you lower yourself even more, and with your other hand, you guide even more strongly. In other words, you are both constantly moving and tensing up. The body is already preparing for the strike, and that's why this system is closer to me. You need to hit much harder, even harder than that, and keep pressing forward with everything you have, because when you hesitate and hold back a strike, that is exactly when the tension starts to build up right here in your form. Now look very closely at what happens. You need to maintain this constant physical tension and channel it into your very first forward step, and then you begin. You try to stretch this same movement, working to make it feel truly powerful and strong. Even stronger. This is what the legs do, and the proper alignment of the torso. When the legs, now watch what happens next. If you can do this movement, while maintaining, first, your balance, and second, the ability to jerk back in the opposite direction. In other words, on this same base, you will be able to throw a strike. So, if you know that you're already ahead of your opponent in terms of distance, and just in case, you're protected by a block, then this becomes a platform and a launching pad for delivering a counter strike. Right? Slowly. Well, that's one option. That's the simplest way. This one is a bit more complicated. That is, the movement of bracing and the movement of pushing forward. It can effortlessly and effectively clear the way, right in front of you. The positioning of your legs determines the precise angle of your hand strike, wushu. Even the smallest possible deviation can change everything. And that's already a strike. Just the slightest. Moreover, there are a lot of strikes that can be thrown to meet the opponent. So this platform is defensive. It's protection for your torso. Therefore, when you press your hands in, you should already be anticipating how to strike from this position. Exactly what you are planning to do and the different options you have. I am wondering if you are planning to eventually make a move over to the side, perhaps moving towards the left or right, or simply drifting further away in that general direction. You slowly step carefully to the side and wait. You can even, when you're already using a block, twist a bit somewhere. You crouch down low. Your target is the torso. I made him advance forward and then pull back in a clumsy manner during his own strike attempt. Why exactly is that? Why did it happen with everything at stake? At the same time, I'm constantly looking for an opening for my own strike in my head. Footwork should be new, mastered first and foremost. This is what synchronization is. You step forward. That's why you need to have softness in your legs, because when you retreat, you can already start looking for an angle for yourself. And the angle that you need, while at the same time protecting your torso, sometimes protecting your whole body. You throw a strike. This is how the body behaves, helping the legs. Because I know the direction of the strike well, where it's going, you guide it. I can already make adjustments with my torso, bending it in different directions, either without using my legs or incorporating my legs as well. If I want to, I can choose to respond at any moment with one of the specific strikes we have in the mix. Right here, there are plenty of options for various combinations and everything else you might need. Your legs are constantly working to help your hands, and your whole body helps your hands as you take each step forward. Plus, you can also maneuver around your opponent to find a better angle. I take not a full step, but a half step to maneuver him out of position. Then you should carefully try to reach out and grab him. This is how the hands work. Here is your blocking system. You can block with one arm, counting on the fact that this one will be ready to strike. Or this one. Your feet definitely need to move into the angle where I want, for example, to ricochet him off. Let's go one by one. At the very least, you simply step, and then step carefully. You can even do it with one. All right, what? Getting closer and closer, and even tighter. Stop, come back for a moment. So, look, what is the real point here? The point is, if I can react with my foot, my hand, and my entire body in a single fluid movement when you attack, and then attack again, and then the second one comes, I can already anticipate a strong counterattack right away. And I can already adjust this entire blocking system, already knowing exactly where it is going to land eventually. All the blocks can be knocked down. You see, I'm using my whole body to help. I'm not just doing it like this. I personally don't do it that way. I don't even lift my hand up at all. So for me, this specific block is essentially the same as keeping a tight guard when you advance. Let me relax. Here, the right kind of tension is also important, so you understand where you're holding back. And do it slowly. With every strike, I can already adjust with my body, knowing exactly that I'll make the opponent miss. And the leg adjusts, and the body adjusts too. See? Now I free up my hands. That's it. Now they're going into strikes. Wherever you want. However you want. And the legs. Focus on the alignment of your body, and now slowly raise your hands up. The moment that I throw a punch toward you, you must take a quick step back and then immediately press back in. That is looking very good. So keep coming a little bit closer toward me right now. Gather up. Gather up, step back. You need to get closer to me. Pull yourself together. Calmly, calmly, step back, step back, step back. Slowly now, soften it. Just keep stepping back. Try to soften it up a little bit. What you actually just did was shifting your weight, you see. In this case, you should keep it perfectly straight. If you want to bend it, then the mechanism of the hands comes into play right here, like this, but definitely not in this other way. That's it. When you twist with your body, when you really rotate your torso to open up somewhere, you can also do it like this. Well, how should I put it if we consider this as an attack? That is, you really need to understand that here the specific distance at which you work with the body is strictly medium or close range. It's actually very silly to strike from way back here, unless you do it exactly like this, as a kind of quick feint, just to fake it. You should pull yourself together. In your case, it's really about the movement. This particular approach will still be significantly faster, and in terms of accuracy, it is going to hit the leg just as cleanly and effectively as the original. Take a step back, as that is the essential movement. Immediately after that, he finds himself in a much better position to strike. He can land a hit right here, aiming it directly here at me, and then follow up with a 1-2. You missed that time, so pull yourself together, stay focused, and be careful not to rush blindly into this next sequence of moves. You didn't have time to throw a punch once. Just try to calm down. You are doing a great job. Keep yourself steady. But when you end up far away, what exactly is missing? You are lacking the proper footwork. You were late with the very first movement of your feet. Relax. You can allow yourself to feel it. And anyway, you know 100% that the attack will come here, right? The only thing you really need to do here is pull back with a single step, a quick response back. Our answer is simply this. Step back, then back again. That is the response. And this specific movement, you won't even see it going back at all. The response, what did I do? I missed, of course, but you absolutely need to catch this line. You definitely won't make it in time, 100%. Focus on getting your entire body properly coordinated. You can bend and twist in a slow, deliberate manner to better understand the mechanics, while ensuring that you do not expose your side. I'll just show you right here. Well, come on now, just a little bit more. Do you feel it just a bit? Now slowly move your shoulder in the opposite direction, exactly like you did before. Lower your arm down, lower your arm. If you feel it right here, you feel it. You simply can't expose it. Also, this entire part, this specific part, will get taken out as well. Just 5 seconds, the slightest movement, and then that's it. A dangerous strike to the shoulder from above. You must remain very wary of it. You bent your shoulder, but you left this specific area wide open for a hit. That was a very good job on the effort overall. Switch your legs now. This way, it will be much more comfortable. You should try to have a more aggressive, athletic stance, as the movement is very simple. Great. Great job. Is that all? So you don't expose yourself. Squeeze, don't worry. Later, with the same technique, you can move to the head too. The most important thing right now is to learn how to move out correctly. You want to ensure that your hands don't leave your body at any point so that this specific mistake doesn't happen. That's exactly right. This is also possible. Just turn around for a moment. If you can, you really need to understand that your arms should be pressed in tightly, and here too, the essential spring effect is maintained throughout the movement. You can move them just a little bit if necessary, but it's best to move primarily with your body and provide extra help with your leg. That is. Looking good, stay ready, very good. Well done. Keep on pushing, keep on pushing. He is doing really well at this moment, so just stay calm. Take a moment to gather yourself. It is just that because you are turning your stance incorrectly, you are actually depriving yourself of the power you need. You are losing that appetite and the reach with your right hand because of your positioning. I'm telling you again, it's a dangerous movement. Do you see which part I came out with? Do you see? With this one, with this one. With this one. Does it hurt? Well, it's fine. Now the same thing. That's it. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Turn your side. Just don't spin too much. Once again, guys, keep in mind there are 3 key components to master: your legs and your arms. But the arms are primarily for striking. Always remember that important fact, because you actually hit with the full power of your entire body. You can precisely calculate the movement if you recognize the incoming strike here, and you can even position yourself to meet it head on and act. But all these various sorts of tactical tricks like these, and there is no need to turn your body too much sideways to your opponent. You should stand just like this. None of my strikes are careless, like a blind hit. Look at the injury. See how the legs work during an attack. You don't need a precise angle to start. See, I'm searching with my foot. I have the ability to pull in any direction you can imagine, whether that is to the left, to the right, forward, or even backward. At the very same time, I can also activate this specialized internal mechanism to either lengthen or shorten the entire structure as needed. Here it is, see? The mechanism, you switch it over. So you combine both the step and the legs. For the torso, here I do it purely with my legs. Reach if you can. Stretch out as much as you want. Simple movements. It's just how the hand helps, just how the body braces itself. So you could, well, injure yourself like this. The most straightforward defense becomes an integral component of your attack plan. This is the very first fundamental strategy. Therefore, to properly teach you how to use this effectively, you need to understand the essential core principles of defense. 3 pillars. So first, now let's talk about the legs. Many people already know the exact directions of these strikes, so without consistent practice and without mastering these introductory and outgoing movements, it simply can't be done effectively. Today, we are showing you just one little specific trick involving the block. How to exit from it, how to enter it, and what comes after it. So you see, there's an undeniably intellectual side to boxing. Here's the most basic and effective defense. Just think about how far it can take you when you truly let yourself loose. Where can it lead you? Give it a slight turn, just a bit toward yourself, to find the precise angle of the strike. Minimum effort for the maximum possible result. So just think about it. It's not just, your legs going somewhere. If I'm a boxer, I already understand the direction. I already place my foot exactly for the punch. So it's not like that. In order to land a powerful punch from a very long distance, for example, aimed directly at the liver or the spleen, there must be a leading sliding movement that is so quick that your opponent doesn't even have time to react at all. And you can do this movement together with the punch. How do you defend yourself? Keep your guard up. The movement is instantaneous. So in boxing, it happens in these stages. So you master one thing. Then comes the next, then the next, and then the next after that. So you really shouldn't try to jump ahead right away. And today we demonstrated it on a single step without the shuffle. In a fight, when you have 3 steps back, 3 steps forward, 3 steps to either side, you're limited. That's the maximum you can do. And so to add the shuffle to this movement, so for that, you already need to develop your legs to the maximum. That is, so that these movements become lightning fast for you. So that the movements are very short but precise, so that you can actually use them. Speed is built on these things, and on strong arms as well. That is why the mechanics themselves are quite simple and straightforward. You just need to properly adjust 3 specific key parts of your movement to it: your legs, your arms, and your body. The lines of strikes can only be seen in exercises like these by breaking down each one. There is also defensive body maneuvers with one hand, numerous parries, and many different body movements where you can cause your opponent to miss entirely. The most important thing is to know where it works. For you, the dangerous distance is close and medium range. That's where you might not even realize you're about to get hit. And the angle of the strike. If you can more or less understand a straight punch, just change the angle a little, and that's it. Everything changes. If you really want to achieve something, you need to become the person who makes it happen. To become someone, you need to do something. If you're going to do something truly meaningful, you should always start small. This humble, small beginning will eventually open the way for you, because without a single doubt, it's just an essential introduction for you. This ensures that every single element, your powerful punches, your quick dodges, your subtle tilts, your precise steps, and your athletic jumps will already be precisely controlled, fully controlled by your own sharp intelligence. Because when you go through such rigorous exercises and actually work through all your minor mistakes, you start to instantly notice those very same mistakes in your opponent. And if, for example, you're matched up against a professional boxer and he's testing you, does he see you wildly flailing your arms around? Without thinking, or rather completely unconsciously. They are not your shield, and they are certainly not your artillery, simply because they twitch. Every bit of your energy must be carefully preserved for the strike, because you can successfully finish the fight with that. Your sharp intellect, upon seeing a mistake, immediately begins to utilize it to your own advantage. That is to say, somewhere in the exchange there is already a feint, some kind of highly sophisticated and clever maneuver. Something very similar to the truth, or perhaps a little strike, or even a half strike, just to hit exactly where he will undoubtedly and instinctively flinch. This right here is what boxing is all about. And this is what you need to gradually load into yourself through very simple exercises. Once again, I want to talk about injuries. Take care of yourself, because you can get wrecked in just 5 seconds. All advanced training sessions are conducted with strict control and precise regulation of the force of the strike. Regulating the force of your strike is a master's skill. If you can halt your punch literally a millimeter away from their target without moving completely, just a millimeter away. That's the trick. I can soften the movement, or from this position, in just a split second, deliver a powerful strike. Impulse. This doesn't just happen by itself. It's your brain that, well, how should I put it, has made that decision for itself. It has found that direction. It has calculated everything in every aspect. That's what boxing is. And this, from one training session to the next. In the next lesson, we'll go a bit deeper, even more precisely deeper into this topic. We'll dive in, because setting up your defense is the same as setting up your strike. As soon as you fully grasp the concept of how to defend, you'll understand how to effectively counterattack. As soon as you understand how to strike, you'll understand how you need to defend yourself, along with the speed and power, knowing exactly your own resources. All right, we'll stop here for now. Stay tuned for our next episodes. We'll provide a comprehensive explanation of every detail.